Welcome to US Rail Journeys, Series 2. In this series I travel from LA to Chicago on the Southwest Chief. Then from Chicago to New Orleans on both Amtrak's City of New Orleans train and a rail replacement bus. I then travel back from New Orleans to Los Angeles on the Sunset Limited. I also get to travel on the San Joaquins, the Coast Starlight and the Pacific Surfliner, in all over 6,300 miles in 14 days. Episode 26, where I complete my journey on the Pacific Surfliner and we reach journey's end.
7 minutes, downtown San Diego. This is Santa Fe Depot. Enter the line for train 768. There will be red cab service on the platform to assist you with baggage and personal transport. Priority is given to seniors and passengers with mobility challenges. If you have checked bags on board, the baggage department will retrieve those bags for you and deliver them to the station. Please allow 10 minutes for their delivery. Have your plane checks ready. Bags will be staged on the patio just outside the door to the depot. And finally, if you're a visitor to San Diego, there is a staffed visitor information booth in the waiting room of the station itself.
And so we're nearly at the end of this section of our journey. Today we travelled 128 miles south from Los Angeles. In a couple of hours I'll be returning to another 128 miles until I reach my journey's end. San Diego appears to have a lot of public transport. I've seen a tram network, buses that look like San Francisco trolleys. And now we're travelling through what must be the industrial area of town, or one of the industrial areas of town. Lots of small and medium-sized companies. Just past some track maintenance equipment sitting in a siding.
Very closely to want to call to your attention the number of tracks here at the Santa Fe Depot. You should look both ways before you cross those tracks on your way to the station.
I've arrived in San Diego. I'm off the train. The name of the carriage I was in was at San Timoteo Canyon. Quite a big station here. It's the end of the line. This is the Santa Fe Depot at San Diego, and I'm walking into an area of high-rise office blocks, modern buildings. There is also a local train service called the Coaster. The Pacific Surfliner locomotive is provided by Caltrans, but there's also one of the GE Genesis locomotives stood here, silent, with a yellow barrier at the front of it. The checked baggage is now coming off from the Pacific Surfliner. The railway station here in San Diego downtown was built in the days, of course, when there was great confidence that the railways would last forever. It is not big in the way that Union Station in Chicago is. It isn't Mission Revival impressive in the way that Los Angeles Union Station is. This is a much quieter town, but this is built with an airiness, a beauty, the curves, the tiling. It is a really nice railway station, built to impress. It has a lovely area outside the front of it where people can sit with a fountain, palm trees. Big, brash city. The office blocks, the apartment blocks, the hotels. But in the midst of it all, this building harking back to the great days of the railways. The tiling inside this station is absolutely wonderful. Pure work of art from the time the station was built. The main waiting hall is like a church. Sadly, however, some of the other facilities are semi-derelict. The Santa Fe depot here in San Diego was built by the Atchison, Topeka and Santa Fe Railway in the Spanish colonial revival style to replace the small Victorian-style structure erected in 1887 for the California Southern Railroad Company. The building is on the National Register of Historic Places, and its architecture, particularly the signature twin domes, is often echoed in the design of modern buildings in downtown San Diego. The station itself services Amtrak with the Pacific Surfliner, the North County Transit District Coaster, and also the San Diego Trolley Green Line. In 2017, 777,961 Amtrak passengers used the station. That was a slight increase on the year before. The station itself was opened on March the 7th, 1915, and rebuilt in 2012 when the trolley platforms were added. The depot officially opened in 1915 to accommodate visitors to the Panama, California Exposition, and the depot was completed during a particularly optimistic period in the city's development, and represents a battle waged by the city of San Diego to become the west coast terminus of the Santa Fe Railway System's transcontinental railroad. Ultimately, the fight was lost to the city of Los Angeles. I'm now outside at Santa Fe Depot. Join the queue for boarding for my train, which you can hear over in the distance. Powered by a GE Genesis, as opposed to the type of locomotive that brought in the train I was in earlier.
I was tempted to not carry all this stuff.
Must have an Amtrak ticket to board and ride this train or the appropriate coaster regional day pass. We do not accept coaster, single ride, or round trip tickets. Three reminders about the train, folks. Lower level seating, that's all the seats that are at ground level. Those are for the mobility impaired. And the mobility impaired only. If you are able to navigate the stairs, please find your seat upstairs. Leave those lower level seats for folks that really need it. All your baggage, ladies and gentlemen, must be properly stored in a luggage rack. There's a large luggage rack located on the lower level of each car, two smaller ones at each end of the upper level, and of course the overhead compartment. Notice, ladies and gentlemen, I did not say the seat next to you. That's because seats are for human beings, not for bags. That's not just our policy, that is federal law, because every single window on this train is emergency exit, can't have it blocked by bags. Northbound 583, doors are closing.
So now we're heading northbound out of San Diego. I've had my couple of hours in San Diego, and I'm on the way back to Los Angeles.
Lower level of the train, and right now it is fully stocked with everything from snacks, beverages, and food. Once again, cafe is open. Thank you.
We've now stopped at the Old Town Transit Center, an intermodal transportation center in the Old Town neighborhood of San Diego. The station opened in 1994 and was rebuilt in 2018. In 2017, 300,245 Amtrak passengers used the station. That was an increase of a mighty 12.3%. I'm with Mark, who travelled down on the train with me to San Diego. He then went off to court, and now he's on the same train back. Mark, what made you take the train today?
I was able to avoid driving for the same length of time that I was able to take the train and enjoy it. So about 8 hours of driving.
Now, you live north of Los Angeles, so it's probably quite a long journey for you.
Yes, I live one city south of Ventura County, which is the northern end of Los Angeles County, and it's a terrible, terrible drive.
Do you take the trains regularly, or is this just a very occasional treat?
It's the first time I've done this one.
And have you enjoyed it?
Very much, very much. I'm relaxed when I get to San Diego, and no stressful traffic. I didn't have to stop and get a drink on the way. It's all turned out well.
You must have had a reasonably pleasant court experience for an attorney.
Yes, the court in San Diego was very nice today.
Because they let you get out early and catch this train.
I got priority. All I had to do was say, train.
So, do you think you'll be using the train in future?
Oh, absolutely. I think it's a lot better than driving.
The coastline along here is magnificent, isn't it?
It is. We have Oceanside. We have, and with all the stops, you could stop, go to the beach, get back on the train, and head back north. It'd be just a nice day. Also, it's good to take the kids to all the museums in San Diego. You can just jump on a train, and it ends up right there.
Well, thank you very much. Very nice to have met you. The weather has clouded over considerably. In fact, it's quite grey out there. Our next stop is Solana Beach Station.
That's Torrey Pines State Reserve up there behind you. Pretty famous place for San Diego.
So that's the hill that we've gone up and come down.
Yep.
The State Natural Reserve is a 2,000-acre coastal state park located near to San Diego in California. One of the wildest stretches of land on the southern California coast. The reserve consists of a plateau with cliffs that overlook Torrey Pines State Beach and a lagoon vital to migrating seabirds. Many different kinds of wildlife and fauna are found there. You'll find bobcats, foxes, skunks, raccoons, coyotes, rabbits, cacti, coastal chaparral, and the rare Torrey pine. Now arrived at Solana Beach. 428,850 passengers used Amtrak services at this station in 2013. A small increase of 1.7%. The station was opened in 1994 and replaced an aging depot in Del Mar, California, 2 miles south. That station had been in use since the early 1900s.
Is your stop lower levels place to be? Oceanside now arriving. Watch your step, folks.
We're now pulling out of Oceanside. It's a railway interchange serving both intercity and suburban commuter services. Originally a station opened here in 1886. It was rebuilt in 1946 and then again in 1984. In 2015, 385,128 Amtrak passengers used the station. 15,000 passengers used San Clemente Pier station on Amtrak services in 2013. That was an increase of 51.5%.
Ladies and gentlemen, whoever's stroller is at the bottom of the cafe car, you must hold this stroller up and put it in the appropriate baggage area. You cannot have it down here in the cafe car.
Of the 74 stations in California served by Amtrak, San Clemente Pier was the 54th busiest. We're now travelling slowly again. I suspect this is the section of track where the engineers were working this morning. We've gone from the grey clouds that we had earlier to a beautiful afternoon again, and the San Diego bound Pacific Surfliner has just passed us. We've left the coast.
San Juan Capistrano. San Juan Capistrano is your stop. Please gather all of your belongings. Make your way down to the lower level so you can exit. San Juan Capistrano. Now arriving, watch step.
The station that we're just about to come into, which the conductor can pronounce far better than I can, was originally opened in 1894. It was rebuilt in 1974. And in 2015, 229,150 passengers used it for Amtrak services. That was an increase of 1.56%. The station was one of the earliest examples of the mission revival style of architecture in railway stations. In 1966, the station closed 2 years ahead of the end of Santa Fe passenger services to the city. But it was restored, with services starting again in 1974. The original depot has been converted into a restaurant with vintage rolling stock used to expand the space.
Next stop, Irvine Station. Irvine, your stop. Please gather up all your belongings. Make your way down low levels so you can exit. Irvine, coming right up.
Irvine Station first opened in 1985, and in 2015, nearly 422,000 passengers used it. That was an increase of 3.7%.
We come to our next stop, Santa Ana. Santa Ana is your stop. You know what to do by now, folks. Select up all of your belongings. Make your way down lower levels so you can. Santa Ana Station now arriving. Watch your steps.
The station at Santa Ana opened in 1985, and in 2017, nearly 195,000 Amtrak passengers used the station. That was an increase of nearly 1.5%.
Anaheim Station. Anaheim is your destination. Lower level is the place to be. Please use those handrails when going down the steps and prepare to exit Anaheim. Now right.
So we're coming into the somewhat complicated Anaheim Regional Transportation Intermodal Center. Now, if you think that series of words is in a difficult order, it's because the acronym is ARTIC. I wonder how much somebody got paid for that. Anyway, it's a modern station. Opened in December 2014, and in 2017, 287,415 Amtrak passengers used it, an increase of nearly 1.7%.
Our next stop, Fullerton Station. If Fullerton is your stop, please gather all your belongings, make your way down lower levels so you can exit. And folks, make sure you use the handrails. It does get rough through here. Fullerton Station. Now right.
The station first opened in Fullerton in 1923. It was modernised in 1930 and rebuilt in 1993. 399,695 Amtrak passengers used it in 2017, an increase of 3%. Our next stop will be our last stop, Los Angeles. And we're now coming through the suburbs of Los Angeles. As far as the train journeys are concerned, just another very few miles to my journey's end. And then tomorrow, the flight back to London. It's been a wonderful 2 weeks. I've seen so many places, I've seen so many things.
Stop on the day, Los Angeles Station. Walk outside and there you'll find your bus waiting for you. You want to catch the Flyway bus to Los Angeles International Airport. You're going to go down the short end of the tunnel in the bus plaza. Pay $9, and a half hour or so later you'll be at the airport. Ladies and gentlemen, we know you have a lot of choices in your traveling needs. We are happy you chose Amtrak today. On behalf of your entire Los Angeles and San Diego-based Amtrak train crew, welcome to downtown Los Angeles. Have a great rest of your day. I will miss you all.
So here I am again, Los Angeles Union Station, this time not taking a train. It's my last visit here, passing through, and the bus to the airport. It's goodbye Los Angeles, it's goodbye holiday. I've had a great time. I shall come back to the United States for the next part. Thank you. One of the things I'd promised myself that I would do whilst I was here, having seen so many people sat in the chairs, is have a shoe shine. So I've just had a shoe shine from Marco. My shoes have never looked so good. So if you really want your shoes to shine properly, Union Station, Los Angeles, and go and sit in Marco's chair. I've transited through Union Station. I'm now waiting for the flyaway bus that's going to take me to the airport. To my plane, to London. And so the holiday's over. I'm sat on the plane for home. It's been so enjoyable. So it's a matter of sit back for the next 10 hours and 40 minutes. Close my eyes, have some sleep, and then arrive into Heathrow. The original flight I booked was cancelled and I'm being put on a slightly earlier flight. Doesn't worry me. It's one of my favourite planes, a 747. I always feel safe in these planes.
And on the subject of seatbelts, we keep ours fastened up here at the flight deck at all times. It's a good idea for you to do the same, however. If the seatbelt signs are off, please do feel free to move around and use facilities as you need. But if the seatbelts do go on in flight, I would appreciate it, please, for you to return to your seats and fasten your seatbelts. Well, with that, I'll leave you in the capable hands of our cabin crew. As I said, Lucy Wells is doing the flight today. She'll speak to you as we're approaching London to give you an arrival update. In the meanwhile, I do hope you manage to make yourselves comfortable and that you enjoy your journey with us today. Thank you.
The roads are wall-to-wall cars, then you've got the sprawl of the city, and hills in the background. Airborne. As we take off over the beach, over the sea. Now turning steeply. I've just turned on the moving map, telling me that we've travelled 18 kilometres. We've got 8,753 to go. Our time to destination is 10 hours and 51 minutes. Our estimated time of arrival is half an hour late. Names spinning in front of me, telling me San Diego, Bakersfield, Oxnard, Anaheim, Los Angeles, places that I've been to on my visit to the USA. Making US Rail Journeys Series 2. This series of podcasts was recorded in March and April 2019. I thank the passengers and crews of all the trains that I travelled on. I also take this opportunity to thank the BA crews of my flights from Heathrow to Los Angeles and back, and also the staff at the Doubletree Hotel in downtown Los Angeles for all their help whilst I stayed with them. Amtrak celebrates its 50th birthday on the 1st of May. I hope that Amtrak Joe will find a way to enable Amtrak to both modernise and maintain its magnificent long-distance routes. A third series of the rail journeys should have been recorded last year, but has been delayed because of the pandemic. But have no fear, I will be back. This podcast has been produced by the Mr. T Podcast Studio. Thank you for listening.